Should black people date white people? Why not? I have heard it said by many black folks who are pro black. And I tell you now, as I'm sitting here, I am pro black because I'm black. And I would be a fool to not be supportive of my own people. However, many of the brothers and even some sisters that I have been privy to, listen to over the past year or so, have been very adamant about sticking to your own race or so-called race. Blacks should stay together, like other nationalities stick together, not only in economics but just in relationships as well. And I sort of differ in my viewpoint. I won't say opinion, in my viewpoint. So I've heard guys saying that blacks uh, have the dominant gene, and we don't want to mix our genes with those that are white or even Asian or otherwise. So where does that leave the people who already have done that? If there are black and white relationships and they already have offspring, do we discount them or do we exile them on some other part of the planet or ship them away and act as though they don't exist? So these people who have been touting all black relationships and never mix with any other race, I've never heard them address that. So if I was married to a white lady and we had 3 or 4 children, and I hear this brother across the street saying, well, black should marry black and stick with black because, that's the way it was intended to be, and so on and so forth. That's the way the other nationalities do it. But that doesn't change my reality. I still have a white wife, and I still have 4 white children. So are we going to go and jump off of a mountain and do ourselves in? I think not. So some of these people have not thought this through thoroughly. Now, as I forestated, I am pro black as well. And especially since what our ancestors have gone through in this nation, on this continent called America, North America, I'm even more pro black. But what I also understand is that all of us are God's children. However, our history may have been, however heinous the treatment has been, however disenfranchised we are as black people and have been, and continue to this very day to be disenfranchised, we can't blame every individual that has white skin and say that they're responsible for our conditions, because they're not. The white supremacist mentality and mindset is responsible for us being here in the state of affairs that we are in today. They are historically responsible for black folks being disenfranchised, miseducated, and abused, and so forth, and all of the other terrible things that have occurred to our people back then and even now. You see, there are 2 types of whites, and this is something people don't never address that often. When I say I have a problem with whites, when you hear me say it, I don't have a problem with the average general white individual that is in the same society that I'm in. that walks past me every day or drives past me every day or goes shopping and we bump into each other in the grocery store or in the restaurant and so forth. Those are not the whites we're referring to. The whites that we are referring to, or I am referring to, are the black or pro-black individuals are actually referring to. You never see those people. You know why? They are in the 1%. They're those people who are so rich, so wealthy, so powerful that we never see them because they sit high, and as the old expression goes, they look low. And these are the people who control the reins of our so-called president. These are the people who control the world. The white supremacists do. Not the average white folks. The average white individuals are in the same boat as we as blacks are, and those that are Asian and those that are Arabic or those that are Jewish, those that are Latino, and so on. They're in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. We are the working class. And the people that we don't see are the ones who run the working class. We are those peons, those subservient individuals, those those pawns on the bottom of the totem pole who do the work, and we feed that financial machine. That's who we are. Blacks, whites, Asians, and otherwise. Okay? So when you hear us talk about whites, especially if you hear me talk about whites, and I'm very endeared to many whites because I have many white mentors as well, and I have white students and white friends and associates. I know it sounds a bit cliche-ish, but it's not. It's just simply the truth. And I have many followers that are white as well as many other ethnicities. So when I say, should a white person marry a black person marry a white person? Of course. I've never seen that anywhere in the Bible and the scriptures where God or the Creator wanted us to be separate. I've never seen that. I know that there were times when there was nations that were formed and he had a peculiar people. We're not living in that dispensation anymore. Yes, God does still have a peculiar people, but his people have changed their color, so to speak, as well. It's like when Malcolm X went to Mecca and he saw white men and he saw other men of other ethnicities that were Muslim, and he found out that there were not just black Muslims, there were white Muslims as well. And so he changed his perspective, and not too long thereafter he died. So should a black man marry a white woman, or a white woman marry a black man? Of course. What do you think? I'm curious to know. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm out.